using our proven jiu-jitsu techniques and prepare you for the violent streets of the 90s. Both hands should come up, even if he just swings the punch with one hand.
There's nothing wrong with this. The only thing I'd say is that I'm not going to wait for that dude to be like, oh, coming forward to be like, aha, you know? That's what this guy is teaching right now. Somebody's sitting at home watching this like, oh, man, I could do this too. Oh, dude, that doesn't even look hard. All I got to do is this. If somebody is moving their arm forward already, it's too late. It's too late. You either A, have to cover up, which the average person is not just going to be able to do that. They're not going to have the presence of mind, the consciousness, right, to answer the phone, to slick the hair back or anything like that, right? Or you have to get the hell out of the way, which they're a little bit more likely to be able to move out of the way, but even then, you're still cutting it real close when someone's already starting to move forward. What it needs to be is either A, before this dude starts moving, you have to make the decision that you're going to be the one to initiate the aggression so that you don't have it initiated on you. You can actually control the situation a little bit better. You should be watching everything. You shouldn't be looking at this dude square in the eye. You should be like going down, around, everything, like paying attention to everything. So when you see him with a balled up fist and you see him start to do this, that's when you know, oh, okay, right? You cannot wait and be like, whoo, like that. That's not going to work.
From this position, I want to wrap his arm over and control right under the bicep and hold the elbow. Step to his side and hold him by the waist. Step in front of him. Again, I'm very relaxed at this position, so my hip can come across very easily. From here, I'll put the head down, throw him, and either complete with that arm lock here, or use a strike, or an elbow hit, whatever.
A lot of the people who watch this stuff, a lot of the people who would buy these things back in the day were people who they didn't have the time, energy, or money to be doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or whatever it was they happened to pick up. And because of that, they try to compensate with these kinds of videos. The way he shows you this too, right? It kind of implies that he is trying to make it easier for someone who doesn't already know it to do it, because you see how slow he goes. The way he showed that hip toss was as though he was trying to show it to somebody who doesn't really know. So it's like, who is this for?
By ramming you like this and trying to come with a headbutt or something like this towards your upper body. So
that's how you break your spine. We watched a scare tactic video in high school. I played 2 years of football, and each year we had to watch this same video. If you run full speed at someone with your head down like this and you collide into them, what's going to happen is your head is going to decelerate rapidly, and your body is not going to be decelerating rapidly. Your body is still going to keep going, because the only thing your body is in contact with is your neck, which is then in contact with your head. Your head stopped, your body has not. So what happens is your spine, your neck, literally is crushed between your head and your body. That's how a lot of paralysis situations end up occurring in football players. If you're going to tackle somebody, you still change levels, but you don't come down like that. You come down like this, because at least your head is just going to get pushed that way, which is a lot safer for it than getting crushed in between your head and your shoulders. So even this right here is like, what are they training for? Well, like that's really weird. You know, I've never seen an untrained person think maybe I should headbutt somebody by lowering my body and running into them. You know, and that's just such a weird thing. It's a weird thing to hear from a Gracie.
I'm gonna brace him here with this, and then bring the knee up.
Okay, so in theory, I don't have an issue with this. However, theory does not always equal out to reality. What I don't like about it is that he's using his hands on his shoulders. I don't like that, because what happens if and when you slip off? It's really, really hard to control yourself in a fight. It's even harder to control the other guy in a fight. So there's a chance that if some guy did decide he was going to try and run at you like that for whatever reason, I don't know why, you end up putting your hands down, and then they slip off, and then he ends up, bang, running into you. So I don't really like that. What I do like instead, you get underhooks, where instead of having the hands here, you take the hands, you put them under here, and you catch this guy's shoulders in here, in the crook of your elbow, okay? If you get one of them, you're good. If you get two of them, you're especially good. sprawl, or you can go into a front headlock position. There's so many options that you have. But here it's like, okay, this seems like it's just some kind of weird like little bar fight thing where it's like, yeah, you know, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if some guy ran at me like that and I was like, yeah, and then I need him in the head? Yeah, that'd be really cool. It'd be real cool. This wouldn't really work that way, though. I gotta be honest with you. I will say, right, if you do get this, you don't even have to just keep him there. You can frame off the shoulders and then redirect the dude. Just fucking push him off in that direction. And you can get the hell out of dodge, or you can engage him from a point where his back is going to be turned. This position right here is like the type of shit that you see Wing Chun guys talk about when they're trying to debunk jiu-jitsu. They're like, oh, you wouldn't want to shoot in for a takedown because here, come over here. You see them get into a position like this, and then the guy's like, see, what I would do from here is I would elbow. I'd elbow you in the spine, is what I would do. This is kind of like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu version of if somebody tries to blast double you, just say no. Just be like, no, and then knee him in the head, right?
Hand, and he's now trying to punch with that second hand. The first thing I want to do here is block that arm. I'm going to use both of my hands to make sure that I secure that arm enough and he does not have access to my face anymore. Once again, right? So as soon as he grabs my neck, I'm already here blocking that arm so that he can't hit me anymore. I want to hold his arm back with that hand over the bicep. This second hand I'm going to hold his wrist and glue it against my chest. The leg on the same side, I will step back, keeping his hand against my chest, and as I bend forward, I have his arm now under control in this position.
This right here is good. I don't have that big of an issue with this. The question is somebody going to be able to hit it the way that they need to? Because
this second hand,
right,
I'm gonna
this person is not just going to be sitting here like this. They're going to be in here trying to hold on for dear life. Is what they're going to be trying to do.
Hold his wrist and glue it against my chest.
Are they going to actually remember to go?
The leg on the same side.
You're going to see, right? He steps back here. Are they going to remember to actually step back to open up? Or are they going to do what every white belt does and completely skip that seemingly extraneous step that actually is not extraneous? It makes all the difference in the world, and just try to slip through the back. Chances are anybody who doesn't actually do jiu-jitsu is going to skip this step right here. And because of that, they're not actually going to hit it the way that they need to. Now, am I saying it's definitely not going to work if you don't do this step? No, I'm sure stranger things have happened. But this move right here is probably one of the more important moves in this little series that he's showing you. And most people who do this, they're not going to internalize this because it's such a small thing that people think, nah, but I mean, like, you're not even getting out. You're just moving to move so that you can then get out. That's what's going to happen with a lot of people. And I know because that's what happened with me when I was a white belt, you know. They'd show me a move that has 5 pieces to it, and I'd internalize 3 of those pieces, and the other 2 pieces I'd be like, yeah, but like that seems like it doesn't even matter. Who cares? And then I'd wonder why I wasn't fucking doing the move right. I'd wonder why it wasn't working for me, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to brace the knee so he doesn't hit me with a knee shot. I'm blocking that knee. This leg I'll step inside, and then I'll sit right here. So the movement is 1, 2, and 3.
And I've talked about this exact move a few times. Like if you end up in a situation where you are on this side of somebody, where somebody has given you that angle on them, you have this exact move every time. It is literally always there. It is the easiest thing to default to, you know, because it's like I said, a lot of people are like, slap the nuts, slap the nuts, slap them, right? And then they're like, lift up, and it's just weird, you know. But this is the move that I was talking about, where it's like any of the other moves that he tried to show, he could have just replaced with this.